Let us help you plan your future with investment programs from the brokerage professionals at First Union. Talk to us. Not just pretty soon, but as soon as you can. So that the one thing you'd hoped you'd do one day, you actually will.
Reese's Nutrageous. So loaded, you don't eat it, you survive it.
Boy, I hope they have the suntan lotion on here at the top of the fourth. Yankees lead it 1-0. Let's take a look at some of the out-of-town scores brought to you by Bud. Seattle 2-1 over Detroit in the fifth inning. Oakland, Toronto all tied up, along with Cleveland and Tampa Bay, and Anaheim in front of Chicago 2-0. Baltimore and Minnesota scoreless. And Jermaine Allensworth leads it off for KC here in the fourth inning. Strike one to Allensworth. He grounded out his first time up. Well, the Royals are the only team in the majors with a winning record on the road and a losing record at home. So they've got it backwards, TJ. It play 500 on the road.
And then you make your
winning record at home. Yeah.
Well, the Yankees are doing it even one better. Playing great at home and playing great on the road.
That's extending it a bit. No go inside. It's 2 balls and a strike now to Allensworth. And we take a look at that American League Central, and Cleveland has a commanding lead. Kansas City second, along with Minnesota 13.5 games back. Everybody thought maybe the White Sox were going to challenge this year, but it just hasn't happened. Their chemistry over there, I think, is really out of balance at ball club. They've been struggling for quite some time. They were unable to make a trade for Robin Ventura. There was so much talk about Robin Ventura being traded before the deadline. That never happened.
The problem with that now, unless they get him through waivers, they're either going to have to sign him or lose him to a draft choice.
How about Randy Myers ending up in San Diego?
Wow.
Do you think San Diego really wanted him?
No. They wanted to stop Atlanta from getting him.
Well, they did it. They also picked up about $13 million in salary over the next couple of years. You know, where does he really, you know, that's going to be a little bit of a juggling act there, too, because Hoffman was a closer. Randy Myers hasn't been pitching that well. There was some talk. I read in the paper that they may ask Randy Myers to try to set up Hoffman. I don't know if that's going to work. You got one guy making almost $7 million a year who's been the all-time closer. One of the all-time closers anyway, Randy Myers. He may not go for that. Up high, ball 4.
Three balls, and Andy just tried to overthrow a little bit, got underneath the ball, and went high and away. But it's good to see that he's got a little pop on the fastball today, because that tells you that that trapezius muscle, actually it's just about the top of where his 4 is on his uniform. That's about where the muscle is.
Well, you can't get loose today. Allensworth.
You could get loose just shaking hands.
Yeah, Allensworth has pretty good speed at first. Offerman also has good speed. He walked back in the first inning. Nobody out here in the fourth inning for Kansas City. Pettit has always been good throwing that cutter down and in, getting a ground ball and a double play. And he has a lot of confidence, TJ, in this infield. Brocious, Jeter, Knobloch, and Martinez. Just put it on the ground, you'll take your chances.
I think that would be a pretty good game plan. You can throw the ball down here, and in fact, if you can keep the ball in the ballpark, this Yankee defense will track it down.
Offerman in that 27-game hitting streak, 27 for 28 now he's hit in. That's a good pitch on the outside corner, batting almost .425. Career pickoffs 42. 1998 he has 5. That's down for him in 98 because not many guys are challenging him. When they get on at first base, they just kind of hold there.
I don't think I threw over to first base 42 times in a career, and he's got 42 pickoffs.
Nice piece of hitting by Offerman into right field. Allensworth will go to third, and nobody out here in the 4th inning. Kansas City threatening. So far, Stretch hasn't done as good a job for Andy Pettitte as Valentino did for David Wells.
Boy, this was a good pitch right here, and Andy Pettitte didn't get a lot for it. Good curveball down and away. Watch Offerman go down and just flick his bat right there. Just flicked his bat out and just looped it out onto the right field. Just a little lob shot.
Well, you don't hit in 27 games unless you can put the wood on the baseball. So now good speed at first base in Offerman and power at the plate in Dean Palmer. Palmer struck out his first time up. You know, back in Palmer's earlier days when he was just coming up, he was so anxious at home plate. He would almost swing at anything that was close, but it was in the dirt or up high. He's a little bit more patient now.
But isn't that true, though, for most young power hitters? They come up to the big leagues and they're anxious, but they want to show their stuff. And it just takes you a while to learn what your strike zone is and where you hit the ball and how pitchers are going to try to pitch you.
Palmer, the highest paid player on this KC roster. When you're anxious, sometimes you swing at a lot of bad pitches with runners in scoring position, and numbers are really down for Palmer in that category. The middle, and Knobloch was covering at second base. He's not able to flag it down. Allensworth comes on to score. That'll tie it at 1. And Offerman will end up at third. Still nobody out. And how many times have we said it? The leadoff walk has come around to haunt another pitcher. This time it's the Yankees.
This was another good pitch by Andy Pettitte. A cutter in, and not every good pitch results in an out. Watch the cutter. That ball was right inside. Palmer just nubbed it off the handle of his bat. But on the hit and run, Chuck Knobloch was covering second base, as most second basemen do when a right-handed hitter is hitting. And he couldn't go back and get the ball. If they don't run, Chuck probably gets that ball on the outfield.
And this will bring up Jeff King. King also 0 for 1. Go back to that pitch to Palmer. Yeah, it was inside. It may have been up a little bit more than what Pettitte would want it to be. If it's down a little bit more, he probably hits it on the ground. That's pretty technical.
No, but it's the truth.
Now it's 1-1.
Because as you know, when you get that ball up, you can get jammed from the belt to the letters, but you can also fight the ball off with your strength. Yep, in the air. And when that ball's down and in, the best chance you have is probably hit it to shortstop.
That's on the ground, but to the right side, it finds a hole. So Offerman will come on to score. The KC Royals will take a 2-1 lead over the Yankees here in the 4th, and still nobody out. 3 hits back to back for Kansas City. Not a one of them have really been hit that hard.
This is a changeup. You see Andy got his 3-fingered grip, and a good changeup. And like we said, not every good pitch results in an out. Look at that. This ball's out in front. And he just takes it and flicks it. Okay, the only thing wrong with Andy Pettitte right now is he's just not getting good results from good pitches. I'm sure Mel Stottlemyre's had a couple sinkers and a couple sliders have been hit down and away, down and in. Little nubbers.
Scott Leas now will try to sacrifice the runners to second and third.
Strange move. Runners on first and second. Going to sacrifice them over for a left-handed hitter.
Getting behind Leas is Hal Morris. As we take a look at the defensive alignment against Scott Leas.
Maybe they did it to try to get the Yankees to throw Leas a fastball, figuring that he is going to bunt.
And once again, the ball is fouled out of play. So now it's 0-2.
Leas gets turned around, but watch him jab the bat. The barrel of the bat got down below his hands. And if he bunts the ball, he would probably have bunted it in the air.
Musier shaking his head. What would be a fundamental play, bunting the runners up to second and third, trying to get another run in here. Now it could turn into two. Knobloch for one. Back to Martinez. It is a double play. So the failed sacrifice by Scott Leas turns into a double play as the runner moves up to third. Leas may have hurt his foot.
We'll see this cutter going down and in. And like we said, when that ball's down just a bit, you'll swing over the top of it. And Leas swung over the top of it, hit a nice little easy ground ball.
He may have pulled a hamstring there, or a calf muscle. So Hal Morris now will bat with a couple of men out and a runner at third. He pops it up down the left field line. Curtis has got a beat on with the sunglasses down, and he will run out of room. That is a tough play, fighting that sun, the high sky, and the stands.
The problem is you're running hard, and you know those stands are going to get there and bite you if you keep on running. There's only about 2 feet, 3 feet of room in that foul territory.
And as you run, the eyes are bobbing up and down. So an 0-1 count to Morris. A chopper back up the middle and past Knobloch for another base hit. Palmer will come on to score. It will be 3-1 Kansas City. And all of these hits, Tommy John, I mean, they haven't been hit hard, but they've been placed perfectly.
Watch this cutter down and away, right up the middle. That's those seeing eye base hits, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing you can do. If the ball is hit 3 feet either way, Knobloch can probably get it.
So now Sal Fasano will step in. Hit hard and past Brooks is down the left field line. Morris will round second and go to third. The throw is not in time. Morris just underneath the throw from Curtis in the outfield. And Kansas City will have runners at second and third.
Breaking ball that Fasano went down and just golfed it. Oh, the ball just ticked Brocious' glove. And I thought Chad Curtis had a good shot at getting Hal Morris, but a good slide. You see him slide away and just grabbed with his hand. Good slide by Hal Morris.
And a good call by the umpire down the third baseline. So this brings up the ninth place hitter, Rivera, as Kansas City is looking for more here in the fourth. They've scored 3 already. It's 3-1 Kansas City.
This is a big out right here because even Andy's been cuffed around this inning. It's only 3-1. You get this batter out and you're 2 down. If you give a base hit here, now you're down 5-1.
If Kansas City keeps this up, we'll probably see Stretch hung in effigy here at Yankee Stadium.
Stretch will be stretched.
Yes, he will. Morris at third, and Fasano down at second.
That was nasty, that last pitch. This is where, if you're going to throw the cutter, that's where you want it, right down in there about thigh high, diving in. They want to go back inside with the same pitch.
And this time they get a foul ball towards Kansas City's dugout. That's where the two-seamer really would come in pretty handy now. You know, you've been pounding low and in, and you get that ball
it down and away.
Down and away. And that's one of the things that Stottlemyre has been working with Andy Pettit on is throwing that two-seamer, you know, where it just moves a little bit away from the right-handed batter.
Well, I'll tell you, if anybody can throw a two-seam sinking fastball, it was Mel Stottlemyre.
And there it was, just missing outside. Rivera not biting.
Andy thought he had a strikeout right there, but you see Girardi reach out for the ball. If that ball hits Girardi in the glove so that he doesn't have to move it, it's a strike 3 and still be off the plate slightly.
3-2 count. Check that. A 2-2 count coming. Now it's 3-2.
I look 3-2, 2 outs. Andy Pettit will probably come back in with that cutter down and in. The one that he got him to swing at 1-1.
Got him to pop it up into right field. O'Neill puts it away, but Kansas City does damage here in the top of the fourth. They come up with 3. They now lead it 3-1.
Got a minute?
We got a pack.
Did you know Toyota's national clearance event is here? And now's the time to get a great buy on the best Toyota selection in years. If you need more room and more value, come in for great clearance buys on Toyota's best-selling models. Plus, see Camry Solara, all new and just arrived. So take a minute and take the family to Toyota's national clearance event. Now at your Toyota dealer.
Having fun yet? Then get to the Summer of Fun and nobody beats the Whiz. Buy the fun stuff you want and get more fun stuff, like special offers, tickets to games, Madison Square Garden, Radio City Music Hall with select purchases. See newspaper for details. Nobody beats the Whiz, a Cablevision company.
Jet fans, get your game faces on, cause Bill Parcells and the 98 Jets are ready to rock the Meadowlands. Baltimore's coming to town with new quarterback Jim Harbaugh. These Ravens are looking to fly, but the Jets are ready to take them down. They're gonna rock them, they're gonna sock them, and no one's gonna stop them. This lean green team is walking tall and looking mean. With Mo Lewis, Keyshawn Johnson, and Aaron Glenn, the New York Jets are back. Baltimore, beware. The Jets battle the Ravens Saturday, August 15th, only on the WB 11. Yeah.
Well, it's stretch Beanie Baby Day here at Yankee Stadium. Kansas City now in front 3-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Come down to the stadium and cheer on the Yankees as they face the Texas Rangers for 4 games starting on Thursday, August the 13th, Friday, August the 14th. Both those starts at 7:30. Then on Saturday, August 15th at 1 o'clock. Sunday the 16th at 1:30. On Thursday the 13th, fans 21 and older will receive a Yankee insulated cooler at the cooler bag compliments of Hormel and Land O'Lakes. Tickets are available now at the stadium and also through Ticketmaster. You can also pick some up at the Yankee Clubhouse stores. So the Texas Rangers come to town as the fans here enjoy an ice cream cone and Duke University. Looks like a Duke University has, is that right?
That's a Duke University. That's a future Dookie. Save your money, son.
No, Pop, save your money.
Yes, Pop, save your money. Is exactly right.
Well, the Yankees come to bat here in the bottom of the fourth inning, behind by 2, and this is really nothing new to New York against Kansas City because they've actually been behind Kansas City each and every game and have come back to win. Jeter swings at the first pitch, lines it to Offerman at second, so 1 pitch, 1 out. And Leyes did hurt himself because now Terry Pendleton has come in to play third base for Kansas City. So Pendleton checked that Leyes running down the first baseline. It looked like he either hurt his foot or may have pulled a hamstring. In other words, he's out of the game. Paul O'Neill now will step in. O'Neill bounced into a double play in the first inning. Popped him up this time left side. And Hal Morris will take care of it. 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the fourth for Pichardo, but he's throwing strikes.
What were you saying? That's
first pitch strike.
That's exactly right. Boy, you know, if a pitcher just sits back and watches successful pitchers pitch, whether it's on his ball club, the opposing ball club, or other teams playing, you'll find out 99.9% of them pitch out in front.
You know, one of Arabu's successes this year has been Stottlemyre and him working on that breaking ball in spring training, throwing it the first pitch.
Just flip it up for
the strike. Yeah, just throw it up there because everybody else is looking for that good fastball that he has. And next thing you know, he's 0-1. Now Bernie will step in. That's down low and inside. Ball 1 to Williams.
You watch this young man pitch. And you kind of wonder why he has a 5.27 ERA and is 6-8. He's got good stuff. And if he throws strikes and challenges hitters, that's baffling how he can be sub 500.
Well, he's 6'1", 195 pounds.
Well, that ball had good movement on it, man. Started inside.
Pichardo may not have a good record for himself, but he's made 15 starts coming into this game for Kansas City, and the Royals are 9-6 in those 15 starts of his. Down low for a ball. Now it's 3-1 to Williams. First time that Pichardo has faced the Yankees here in 1998. Hit hard and past Rivera in the left field for a base hit. 2-out base hit for the Yankees here in the fourth. And that will get Tino Martinez to the plate. Well, that's typical Bernie Williams. A line drive, and he hits it hard.
Well, we were just saying how often Pichardo's been pitching out in front. Well, he got a first pitch strike, then the count went 3-1. This is what happens when you pitch behind in the count. You've got to throw a strike, and that ball was right down the middle of the plate. I tell you, when Bernie's swinging the bat well, the ball just leaps off that bat.
Tino, who struck out his first time up, will take a pitch down low for a ball. Martinez with 18 home runs on the year. 2 outs at a situation he'll look for one to drive. And that's outside now. Pachardo has fallen behind 2-0.
I like what Pisano's doing right here, Bobby. He's out in front of the game 3-1. He's got 2 outs. And all of a sudden he's fallen behind 2-0. And Pisano, whoa, we aren't going to have that. Let's go out. Because to me, the catcher is an extension of Bruce Keeson right there during the game. You know what your pitcher wants to do. Go out and try to get him off the ball train.
2-0 pitch hit on the ground. Backhanded nicely by King. I think Tino actually hit it on the end of the bat a bit. So the Yankees are gone here in the 4th. We played 4. Kansas City is front by 2.
Need a faster truck?
Hey, this is yesterday's paper.
Now you have a chance to win a real Ron Hornaday NASCAR racing truck, a 1-year lease on a '99 Chevy pickup, or a tool set during Napa Auto Parts Trucking and Tooling Sweepstakes and Sale. Come by today.
Tomorrow's paper.
Bosch Super Spark Plugs, only 89 cents each.
Motel 6 is renovating nationwide, and once you see how nice the new rooms are, you'll want to stay up extra late just to enjoy them. I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Our young wildebeest is no match for a pack of hungry hyenas. The hyenas
Oh, no. No. What are you doing? Give me the bat. Stance is all wrong. Check this out. Come to Papa.
The Saturn wagon. With easy to maintain, dent-resistant doors.
Woo. Good pitch. I'll see you guys later.
He had the most beautiful swing. It was like nothing I had ever seen before.
He would practice all the time.
Broke every window in the neighborhood.
He went on to do things with physics I didn't think possible.
When you're using an American Express card, nothing's out of bounds. Boundaries are for golf, not life.
Well, here in the top of the 5th inning, Kansas City leads it 3-1 over New York. Let's take a look at the American League Eastern standings, and Boston now has fallen a couple more games back of New York. They're 17 games back. Yankees blowing everybody out in this Eastern Division race. It's just who is going to finish in the wild card. And right now, Boston has the lead, I think, about 7 games over Baltimore, don't they?
Baltimore and Anaheim are tied 7.5 games back. And that's the only ones close.
Johnny Damon leads it off for Kansas City here in the 5th inning. He'll be followed by Allensworth and then Offerman. Damon sends this one foul down the right field line. Well, we do get word that Scott Leyes left the ball game due to a hamstring pull.
Looked like he hit the bag and it was a little soft and hit it right in the middle, and that hamstring, boom.
And Damon taking a pitch in for a call strike, looking to bunt his way on.
Good pitch there. The first ball was a fastball in that Damon turned on and hit it foul, way back foul. And Girardi and Pettit wanted to go away with the breaking ball. Watch him go away with the cutter right here.
He hung the breaking ball, and Damon sends it down the right field line. This should be a play. O'Neill's throw. He didn't get a good grip on it, I don't think. It looked like maybe he stumbled. I thought it would be closer than that. So a leadoff double for Johnny Damon.
See Girardi going outside, and watch the glove go back to the middle of the plate, and that's not where they wanted to throw the ball at 0-2. But Johnny Damon has got some speed, and he never slowed down one bit.
So nobody out, and a runner at second for Kansas City, and Jermaine Allensworth will step in. Allensworth has bounced out to third, and Walk came around to score in the fourth. In fact, he was the leadoff walk in the fourth inning when they scored 3.
That was good. That little try to bunt right there. Although he could have done a better job of getting it down, it looked like he was trying to drag the ball more than just give himself up. But we'll see what kind of a ball player he is. He tried to bunt. Let's see if he hits the ball to the right side to try and get Damon over to third.
You know, I think that bunt right there was more of a bunt for a base hit and also get the runner over it. If you're going to do that, you either got to make it perfect or foul. Now he goes to the right side, and once again it's foul. So Pettit now with nobody out here in the 5th inning. That's the line with 68 pitches.
But that's just a little high. If you would like about 4 innings, you'd like for it to be somewhere around 55 to 62 pitches, right in that 14 to 15 pitch per inning range. You'd like for it to be about 30 pitches, but
and a shutout and a no-hit. Allensworth trying to bunt with 2 strikes on him. This will be successful. And that was all he was there to do, was to get the runner up to third with less than 2 outs.
Watch the cutter. You see Andy getting on top of the ball, and good job of bunting right there. The first time he tried to go to first base with his bunt, he tried to make it too good right down the line, and you don't have to do it. Just put it on the ground.
So Offerman now, who is 1 for 1. He'll try to knock in Damon at third as the infield comes in. Pops him up into right field, fairly deep. O'Neill on the run, and right in front of the warning track, he will pull it in. Damon will come on to score easily, and it's 4-1 Kansas City.
That was good team baseball by the Kansas City Royals. Sure, that's what Tony Musier has been trying to preach to these guys. Damon led off with the double. Allensworth sacrificed him over. Offerman took a breaking ball and drove it into the outfield for a sacrifice fly, RBI.
Offerman's 51st RBI as Dean Palmer takes a called strike. Palmer also with a base hit in the 4th inning that produced an RBI, so he's 1 for 2. Popped him up on the infield. Knobloch has a beat on it. Kansas City has gone here in the 5th, but the leadoff double comes around to score against Pettit, and Kansas City leads it 4-1.
Hey, nice crowd tonight.
Oh, yeah. We talked to our manager, and he said that we can't play for free beer anymore.
That's what he said, huh?
He said that if you want us to keep playing here, you just got to come up with something better.
There's ordinary beer. Then there's the smooth, refreshing taste of Michelob Light.
I'm the band's manager. I get 10% of everything they make.
Beer or Michelob.
No matter how high the thermometer climbs or how sticky the humidity gets, nothing will be hotter this summer than the deals you'll get during Jeep Summer Days. Like a 0-down $279 a month Cherokee lease with only $774 due at signing. With all this, including air conditioning at no extra charge. Or get a great price on Jeep Wrangler. But you'd better hurry in, because deals this incredibly hot are bound to cool down fast. Check out this $279 lease at your dealer.
How's he look today?
He's coming along.
You know, he's been away a long time. I don't want to see him get hurt. How long can he go?
No way to know till he gets out there.
What's he needed for?
I think he's got something to prove to himself.
It's low impact.
He's very boyish.
Jerry Seinfeld is back, doing stand-up live on Broadway, only on HBO.
Is this thing on?
Now get free unlimited airtime to any one number. From Bell Atlantic Mobile, the best value in wireless. Now at Nobody Beats the Wiz, a Cablevision company.
Well, here at the bottom of the fifth, Kansas City has that 4-1 lead, so Tony Muser will sit back and relax for the first time in this 4-game series. But when you're in New York and you want to relax, stay at the Shelburne Hotel, Murray Hill, where you get a spacious suite for the price of an ordinary hotel room. You can call 1-800-MESUITE, and they will take care of you. Ask for Tom Chamberlain down there, a guy that runs that hotel and does a great job. This is Darryl Strawberry, and what a job Strawberry has done here in 1998. He's 0 for 1 in this game. Always a threat to hit one out of the stadium anytime he goes to the plate. Got in front of that one. Pichardo took a little bit off of it. It's got some hang time, but it's an out. One gone here for the Yankees in the 5th inning as we take a look at the Toyota box score for the Yankees. 3 hits by New York: Knobloch, Williams, and Brocious. Brocious with the home run. But they're behind by 3. The Yankees will have to come back here against Kansas City as Pichardo continues to throw strikes. This is Curtis.
On Darryl Strawberry's first pitch, boom, he threw a good fastball, Bobby. Then he took, like you said, it wasn't a changeup, but it wasn't his best fastball.
Now he's on in front 0-2.
Now he went boom, boom, 0-2. You can go any which way you want to right now. You can go inside, you can go away, you can go forkball. A good pitch right there. I like to think of pitchers 0-2, 1-2 going for a strikeout, and that right there, he was going for a strikeout.
Well, I've heard you many times say, once you get in front of that hitter, don't try to waste any pitches. I mean, just don't purposely waste a pitch. Make it something good. If you try to strike him out or get him to swing at something bad. Now Pichardo goes inside and just barely missing it there. Now it's 3-2.
Left that breaking ball inside. The key pitch, and this at bat was the 1-2 pitch that he missed down.
Good sinker, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Curtis is gone, and 2 outs here in the 5th for New York.
Boy, this was a good, hard diving sinker that started out in the strike zone, but did not end up in the strike zone. Good stuff.
And this will bring up Scott Brocious. Remember the 3rd inning, a hanging breaking ball, and Brocious sends it deep in the left field for his 12th home run of the year. This time it's a ground ball to Rivera at shortstop, and the Yankees are gone. 1-2-3. Kansas City in front 5-3.
Both these men have athlete's foot. But only one used Desinex, the soothing cure. Desinex has a dual-action formula that calms the itching and cools the burning. And Desinex is clinically proven to kill the fungus dead, so your feet feel good while they heal. Got athlete's foot? Get dual-action Desinex. Soothes while it cures.
Evidence. The leading regular toothpastes, even the leading regular peroxide baking soda brand, leave plaque on your teeth. They can be too coarse to penetrate microscopic crevices where plaque and deep stain collect. New Evidence. Arm & Hammer Dental Care, the only formula with a high level of baking soda, is better at cleaning plaque away. It dissolves so fine it penetrates crevices where deep stain builds. Teeth are clean and white every day. Arm & Hammer. Evidence. Plaque clean, white clean.
Newly, it's Ross.
Yesterday, I requested implementation of an active asset allocation for derivative securities, knowing full well that any reduction of the equity beta...
Let's face it, you're not always clear on a cellular phone. But now there's Sprint PCS, the only nationwide all-digital network, for a new level of clarity.
Just sell everything. I want to buy a ranch.
Sprint PCS.
With horsies.
Until August 9th, only $16.99 for 100 clear minutes anytime.
It began as the product of meticulous Japanese design, but it was sent to Europe for finishing school. It was tested on Austria's Alpine roads, refined on Germany's autobahns, and chased on England's racetracks. Now the car that's proven itself in Europe is crossing the pond. Introducing the all-new Infiniti G20. Born in Japan, educated in Europe, now available in America.
All right, back at the stadium on a beautiful afternoon for baseball. Top of the 6th inning, Kansas City in front 4-1, and all the Yankee young fans here are saying, come on, New York, we need some runs. So far, it's been a reversed Beanie Baby day. Stretch is not doing his job at all. But there's still time.
Whoa, nice hat.
Yeah. Top of the 6th inning, and Kansas City will send up Jeff King to lead it off. That's that breaking ball. The breaking ball that's kind of been a looping breaking ball for Andy Pettitte, TJ.
Andy Pettitte threw a good breaking ball to Johnny Damon early in the game, actually the first batter up at the game, and then he has not thrown that good hard breaking ball since then, and that was the one that Offerman hit out. It was just a looping first pitch breaking ball, but that was the breaking ball was the pitch that gave him problems in Anaheim, and that's what bothered him with his trapezius muscle.
So maybe he's not really finishing it off, right?
You get out there and you kind of expecting it to grab on you, and anything that can break your concentration, throwing just a slightest twinge or the thought of a slight twinge.
Up high and outside, now it's 3-1 to King. Well, we talked about not finishing it off. Let's see if we can't pick up something here.
Well, one of the reasons Andy gets such a long stride that many times you can't get over your front leg and get some down action on the breaking ball.
Back up the middle, base hit for King, leading off here in the 6th inning. That's the 7th hit now for Kansas City. So Kansas City had their leadoff batter on in the 4th, leadoff batter on in the 5th, now leadoff batter on here in the 6th.
Fastball away, and Jeff King went right with it, right up the middle. Ground ball, and you know, Andy Pettitte has been giving the little nubbers into the outfield and ground balls up the middle, and they really haven't been hit overly hard. They're not like gappers or anything.
This is Terry Pendleton. He came into play for Leyes at 3rd after Leyes had to leave with a hamstring pull. That's up high to Pendleton. Pendleton batting .259, 1 home run, 15 RBIs. Now it's 1-1. The Yankees have activity in their bullpen. Ramiro Mendoza now warming up. I guess you should say the versatile Ramiro Mendoza.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
He's just kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting to see if Pettitte could actually start this game, and he's the guy that would come in case Pettitte runs into some more trouble. That'll be another base hit for Kansas City. Nobody out and 2 men on for KC here in the 6th inning. I will say this. Despite what has happened here, the Kansas City Royals are not just knocking the leather off the baseball, even though they've come up with 8 base hits.
No, that ball right there, it sounded like Terry hit it with a wet Sporting News. And it's another jam shot, and Andy Pettitte, it's just one of those days that you're slightly off, and these are big league hitters. And when you're slightly off in the big leagues, you're going to give up base hits. And like you said, Bob, that they haven't really been ripping the ball, but they've been base hits.
I've been slightly off for quite some time now. Thalibauer out to talk to Pettit. And Pettit is one of those guys, what a competitor he is. And a lot of times those little squibbing base hits, they don't settle well with you when you're the type of competitor that Pettit is.
I don't think those little squib hits settle with any pitcher. Yeah. If you're going to get beat, I would much rather have been just been hammered. You know, line drive, doubles, home runs, because then you say, boy, was I terrible. But here you say, you know, I really was throwing the ball good, and I jammed a guy and a looper into the outfield.
This is Hal Morris, and he was sacrificing the runners to second and third. That's a called strike. Or trying to sacrifice the runners.
Hal Morris even shuffles his feet with his bunting skills. Many teams will try to put on the wheel play, the one where the shortstop runs over to third base and all that. That is absolutely one of the worst defensive plays. We used to practice it in spring training how many times, and never used it in the year. If you did, it was never successful.
I've never seen it work. It can only backfire. It really doesn't do anything other than that. Looks good. That looked good. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Morris, who I guess they took the sacrifice sign off. He looked like he was going to take a hack at this one.
Well, when Johnny Damon was up in the 5th inning and he got the double, Andy was ahead 0-2 and hung a curveball. We'll see if he goes away with the cutter instead of the curveball.
And the cutter down low and outside. Historically, though, Pettit has had more problems with left-handed bats than he has right-handed bats.
With his stuff, that's hard to believe. It really is, Bobby. As hard as he throws that cutter, if you just start it on the outside half of the plate, and by the time it gets there, it's going to be on the outside corner or just off the corner. But the batter reads it as being a strike.
Two and 2 count coming to Morris. Nobody out, 2 men on for Kansas City. This could be 2. Martinez to Jeter for 1. Back to Pettit covering first base. One of the most difficult double plays to turn, and the Yankees do it. And there's 2 outs here in the 6th.
And like the wheel play on defense, the pitchers practice this play a lot. The reason it's tough is the shortstop has got to throw the ball at the bag, and the pitcher's got to get himself under control to field the ball. And both Derek Jeter and Andy Pettit did a good job.
Well, Pettit will leave the game with a couple of men out, a man on here in the 6th inning. And Pettit, who was somewhat on the verge of not even starting this afternoon because of that stiffness in his lower left shoulder, he will leave the game behind by 3. Mendoza will come in. We'll be back right after this.
Need a faster truck?
Hey, this is yesterday's paper.
Now you have a chance to win a real Ron Hornaday NASCAR racing truck, a one-year lease on a '99 Chevy pickup, or a tool set during Napa Auto Parts Trucking and Tooling Sweepstakes and Sale. Come by today.
Tomorrow's paper.
55. What'll it be?
We'll take some rice and...
Get some farf, too.
Yeah.
Now you can choose which teams you see every Sunday with DirecTV and NFL Sunday Ticket. There's up to